Big lead again for Peralta. Holiday a safe lead at second. Adams swings and hits a drive. Deep right field. Back to the wall. And it's a gunner. A gunner. A 3-run homer for Matt Adams. 3-2 Cardinals in a magical 7th inning.
Just about set to get things going in Southern California. It's the Rockies and the Dodgers, next on the show. From what is the third oldest ballpark in the majors today, the Southern California sun starting to set over Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles. Tonight it's the third of this 4-game weekend series between the West-leading Colorado Rockies and the Dodgers. Hi again, folks. Matt Vasgersian here for this National League matchup out west. Along with me are Eric Karros and Steve Lyons. And EK, let's take a quick look back at what's transpired over the first 2 games in this 4-game set.
Yeah, everything's gone to plan so far. See, the home team's taken the first 2 games of this 4-game set, and they're playing real well right now. No reason to think they can't make it 3 straight here.
More from the guys as this one goes along, but first, let's bring in a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Colorado Rockies as they'll align themselves like this here tonight. They'll be opposed by the American League's Cy Young Award winner from 2009, the hard-throwing right-hander Zach Greinke. And behind him defensively, the Dodgers will line up like this. Charlie Blackmon makes his way to the plate now as we're just about set for baseball this evening.
Center fielder, Charlie Blackmon.
And we are underway from Dodger Stadium as the first pitch is taken here for ball 1. EK, let's take a look at our homestanding 9 as they enter play here this evening. They're on a great run of late as they come in winners of 7 of their last 9 games.
And this recent run of good form has moved them all the way back to the 500 mark on the season. So they'll be looking to get into positive territory for the first time in a long while with a win here.
Fouled back. Here comes a 1-2. Oh, and a nice changeup that time gets him to swing right through it as the leadoff man is down on strikes to open up the ball game.
Well, you know you're off to a good start. You've got a guy shaking his head 1 at-bat into the ball game. You know, and if he can keep these guys off balance throughout, he's going to leave a lot of guys shaking their heads before this is done.
Here's the second baseman, DJ LeMahieu. As he'll swing and send a line drive out to right field. But he'll barely have to move out there in right as he hauls this one in for the second out.
And that's actually a lot tougher play than it looks out there in right field. You know, sometimes off of a right-hander's bat, that ball can kind of curl away from you, but he stays right with it to put it away.
Troy Tulowitzki will stride in now as he'll enter play as the second leading hitter in the entire National League. First pitch coming. And a first pitch slider is right there for strike one. You got to figure that man right there would be more than happy to see this guy at the plate taking his swings with 2 out and nobody on all night long.
So would the guy on the mound.
Now here it comes. And this catches the zone as well. It's 0-2 now.
And you kind of get the sense that he's not really messing around out there too much. There hasn't been a whole lot of setting guys up here in this inning. He's just trying to get himself back into that dugout as fast as he can.
Has to fight to stay alive as this is fouled off to the right. Another 0-2 from Greinke. And a swing and a miss as all he could do was reach out in vain for that one, and the side is retired. 1-2-3 go the Rockies. The Dodgers coming up, and we are scoreless. Now the starting lineup for Don Mattingly's Los Angeles Dodgers. It looks like this. Tyler Matzek gets the ball to face them, and I think the one key will be how aggressive he is on the mound. He's got to get the ball and go right after hitters because he can get into trouble when he nitpicks and falls behind. Now a quick look at the defensive alignment for the Rockies. Howie Kendrick will step in now to lead things off in the home half of the first.
For the Dodgers, second baseman, Howie Kendrick.
A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1-0. EK, as we take a look at the Rockies starting play here tonight, it was another loss last time out, and this portion of the schedule has not done them any favors as they've dropped 5 of their last 7.
And you know, the little things have been a recurring theme on these telecasts for years now, but when you're in a losing streak like this, no matter how minor it is, it always seems like the little things are going the other team's way. That has certainly been the case these last few games.
2-0 on the way. And a good comeback fastball there. It's 2 balls and a strike.
And that's about where he'll sit with that fastball. 93, 94. That's plenty hard enough to blow it by guys when you need to.
And before the 2-1 pitch here, time called at home plate. Kendrick waiting. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball that'll get by the mound and into center field for a leadoff single.
And I think it's fair to say that the Dodgers didn't wait long to find their replacement for Dee Gordon at second base. They didn't have to look too far either, as Kendrick just heads right up the I-5 freeway and trades in his Angel Red for Dodger Blue. And he's on base here with a solid single.
Justin Turner will stand in, and he's seen that average climb the past week or so as you see what he's done over the course of the last 7 ball games. Now here's the first pitch. And he'll try to crowd him there to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. Here comes the 1-0. And a strike to even the count. 1-1. He may not throw a ton of changeups here tonight, but he's got a good one when he needs it.
And I think he will need it because this is a good fastball hitting team. Most teams are. So the more you can keep these guys guessing off balance, the better.
Well hit the other way, and it's into the gap. Going to be extra bases. Here's Kendrick rounding third on his way to the plate. And the run will score as the Dodgers grab the early 1-0 lead.
Well, we've seen a couple really good swings here early on. And that's a good one there, as this ball's going to plug the gap for 2 bases and give his guys the early 1-0 lead.
Yasiel Puig will stand in, and you see what he's done over the past 4 games, as hot as they come. Here's the first offering. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. For Turner, that's now 10 doubles for him on the season. He's set, now the pitch. Big swing and a miss at the fastball, and he's behind in the count 0-2.
There's not a whole lot of conviction in that swing. It was almost like an afterthought, like an emergency hat.
Pause, now the pitch. Over towards the dugout, but this one will get into the stands. A runner at second, nobody out. Another 0-2 coming. And a slider gets away from him here as it just about got him in the ankle.
Yeah, and when you're almost hitting guys, that's a sign that he's a little bit jumpy out there to start this game. So that's a good move by the guy behind the plate, to just come out and talk to him, give him a word or two of encouragement.
He waits, now the pitch. Swing and a hard-hit grounder down the line. And he tries for the backhand reach at third, but he gets by the glove down the line. Throw in from Gonzalez is going to hold that runner now at third base. And that hitting streak of his continues to grow as it's reached an even dozen ball games now. Scott Van Slyke will get his first shot here. A couple of hits in 4 trips last night. First pitch on the way. Here's a 2-seamer inside to start the at-bat. It's 1-0.
Now here's a spot with a run home already. That looks nice on the scoreboard. But if you could put up a 2 or even a 3 spot here in the first, that could really go a long way against a guy like this.
Now a bunt attempt here, but a foul ball, 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And here's one that's taken for a ball. It's now 2-1 to the Dodger left fielder.
Well, you know, 3 straight hits are bad enough, but now he's making things even worse by falling behind the next guy.
Here it comes, 2-1. To 2-2 now. Well, this first inning's been a rough one already. He needs an out here in the worst way.
Yeah, and you don't want to get caught having to play catch-up this early in the ball game. So you're right. He's got to work his way out of this jam right now.
Runners lead from first and third. Here's the pitch. Look out. Don't want to hit him there. It's full, 3-2. EK, where are you going now on 3-2?
I still got to work at corner. Not just going to throw it right down the middle and grab a strike. Can't be a giveaway pitch.
He's ready now. The pitch. Swing and a miss as he ran the fastball right by him for the first out.
And with where that pitch was, there's no doubt he was hoping to get a ground ball out of this, but I think he'll be more than happy to take the strikeout instead.
Carl Crawford will stride forward, currently sitting in 6th place in the race for the National League hitting crown. First pitch coming. And he'll power in a fastball that time at 94 for strike one.
Now at the plate, you're looking for something up in the zone. Try and keep it in the air. Make sure you don't hit into a double play.
Runners lead from first and third. Here's the pitch. Oh, and this at-bat is quickly moving from bad to worse. It's 0-2 now.
And now, with runners at the corners and 2 strikes, this is a spot where you got to make something positive come out of this on the mound.
He's set. Now the pitch. And a fastball in the dirt that's taken for a ball.
Maybe a good opportunity here to show him a changeup. Give him a different look.
Big pitch here, 1-2. Now here's a ball hit hard on the ground to second. Tulowitzki for one. On to Morneau, and they get the double play to get him out of the inning. 4-6-3. They roll it up to get out of the jam. We'll come right back with more from Dodger Stadium in just a moment. Corey Dickerson will stand in now. He homered in the ballgame last night.
The right fielder, number 6. Corey
Now here's the first pitch. And that's in there for strike one. And now a pitch on the way. That's over, but low. It's a ball and a strike.
First a curveball, then a changeup. Not what you'd expect from a power pitcher.
1-1 on the way. And now a curveball that's low and in the dirt for a ball. It's 2-1. Still no fastballs in the at-bat. It's been all off speed.
That's definitely by design. He's such a good fastball hitter. You don't want to give in to his strength.
Swing, hard hit ball to second. Throw to first will be in time, and there's one gone here to start the second. So with one away now, let's quickly give you a look at the standings in the National League West entering play today as you see where these two teams sit in relation to one another. So the base is empty here with one away. And that'll bring in the former MVP, first baseman Justin Morneau. First pitch to him. And Greinke gets ahead with the fastball, 0-1. Now the pitch. And he couldn't pull that one back as he clearly broke the plane to the plate, and that'll be ruled a strike. Now the pitch. Ball swung on and hit high down the line in left, but it'll get back in among the crowd, so the count holds at 0-2. Out in front as this is pulled foul into the seats. Dodgers have the early 1-0 advantage as we play the second. Swinging a liner back through the box and into center field as he's aboard with a 1-out single.
With some guys, it doesn't matter if it's 0-2 or 2-0. They take the same approach either way. Well, this right here is one of those guys, and he comes through from being down in the count.
Carlos Gonzalez will come forward now, back in the lineup after being used as a pinch hitter last night. First pitch coming. You'll start him here with a changeup, but it's taken for ball one. The 1-0 pitch. And a ground ball for Rollins. This could be 2. And he'll get to fielder's choice play at second, but that's all.
Kind of lucky to get an out anywhere here. You see the off-balance throw to second base, and it doesn't have a whole lot of zip on it, but they do find a way to get that force.
Here's Nolan Arenado. He'll pick on the first pitch and hit a ground ball towards second. And that'll get through into center field for a base hit.
And a good job there keeping the inning alive. That's all you needed to do. Well, now one more 2-out knock, and they get that run right back.
Michael McHenry will get a shot now with 2 on and 2 out here in inning number 2. And here's the first pitch. Took a little off, and it's in for a called strike 1. He's ready. Now the pitch. Fastball misses in the dirt as he tried to get him to chase the low one.
Let's go, Dodgers.
Ready now on 1-1. Now a hard hit ball back up the middle. And that's through into center field. Base hit. Now a long throw home. And the run will score from second to tie the ball game at 1-1. Tyler Matzek will stand in with a chance to help himself out big time here with a couple of men in scoring position.
And a lot of times, pitchers go up there just because they sort of have to. But here, if you go up and just think ground ball up the middle, you might get one home, maybe 2. But this is a big time chance.
Come on, let's hold them.
Now time is called here as we'll get a trip to the mound. Here's the first pitch now from Greinke. Swing and a ball hit hard on the ground towards second. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. Rockies forced to settle for 1. We'll go to the bottom half of inning number 2. All tied at 1-1. A.J. Ellis will start things off in the bottom of the second. First offering on the way. Fastball in there for a called strike.
Straight paint at 94 miles an hour. Not a lot of movement there, but it's right on a dime.
And the pitch. Now a ball slapped hard the opposite way. And that gets down, and we'll see if that's extra bases. Around first, on his way to second now. And he's in there safely. He's got a double.
Yeah, no hesitation there as we train our camera directly on him. Once this gets down the line, he's thinking 2 right out of the box, and he's able to beat the throw into second and leg out a double.
Here's Jock Peterson now. As he'll take a look at a pitch too low, it's ball 1. For Ellis, he picks up double number 2 on the year. No one out with a runner at second. The 1-0. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0. Very patient here in these opening few innings.
And I think that's exactly what they're going to need to do. The more hitters counts that you can get yourself in, the more fastballs you're going to see. And this is a good fastball hitting team.
Now the 2-0 home. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0. On deck, there's Jimmy Rollins. 3-0 is on the way. And he gets this fastball over, back to 3-1 now.
Well, that one's at 94, so the velocity's good right now.
Here he comes, 3-1. Hit high but foul, as that'll get in amongst the fans. And now in advance of a big 3-2 pitch, time is called at the plate as he'll press the reset button. A runner at second, nobody out. Full count pitch on its way. And this is fouled back and out of play. Once again, a 3-2. And look out. That's in very tight, and it's ball 4.
And for as hot as this guy's been recently, this is a no-brainer. Take the bat out of his hands any chance you get.
Jimmy Rollins will stand in here with 2 on. And now, following the walk and the single, do you get the sense, EK, that they're getting to him just a bit?
Maybe a little. I wouldn't be too worried just yet. He's shown the ability to bounce back before, but it's also looking like he might not have his very best stuff.
Come on, Jimmy. Let's get ready.
Now the first pitch. And he bunts at this one, but it might be too hard. Only played at first, so the sacrifice works that time.
And this inning's definitely going to plan so far. They get a double leading things off, then a walk. Now a perfect sacrifice puts 2 men in scoring position with just 1 away.
In now, Zach Greinke. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1.
Yeah, good eye.
From the stretch. Looked like a slider perhaps, but it missed badly, and it's 2-0.
And this guy can hit a little bit, so don't just lay it in there 2-0.
The 2-0 on the way. Now a ball hit foul off to the right and up into the crowd. Ready with the 2-1. Late on the fastball there as this one skied out toward right. Catch is made here in right, and here comes the runner from third. Now the relay home. And he will score as that run breaks the tie and makes this a 2-1 ball game.
Well, you accomplished 2 things on that last swing. Number 1, obviously you drive in that run with the sacrifice fly. But because that ball was hit so deep, it allows the second runner to move up another 90 feet as well.
Howie Kendrick will stand in. He singled to lead off the home first. Here's the first pitch to him. And that's inside for a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 home. Out of play off to the right. It's 1-1. 1-1 pitch on the way. Now a ball swung on and heading for the stands in right, and that'll move the count to 1-2 now. Here comes the 1-2. Ball 2.
That's not a sight you want to see this early as a starting pitcher. 40 pitches already.
Two. Grounded foul off to the left, so they'll do it again. Now he'll step out at the plate and reassess things here. The 2-2 one more time. Swing and a hot shot toward third. And that is a fair ball as this one's heading for the left field corner. And that'll score the runner from third as they'll open up a 3-1 lead.
But now the pitching coach is going to come in and have a word with him. And in the second inning, once he makes sure he's okay physically, he'll be saying, hey, look, let's put all that's just happened behind us and focus on the task at hand.
Justin Turner will try and keep things going now with a runner at first following the RBI single. Now the first pitch. In tight here with the first pitch fastball that's 1-0.
All right, Justin.
1-0 on the way. Runner goes for second. Right on it there, but this is foul over toward the first base dugout. The 1-1. High and wide. 2 balls and a strike.
And after that double in his first at-bat, you can tell they're approaching him with a bit more caution here. Well, they should.
A 2-1 offering. On a good pitch there. Had him stretching to get out there, and it's 2-2 now.
Yeah, that's where you need to be selective. That was a pitcher's pitch, and now you give that advantage right back.
2-2 pitch on the way. Started to go around, but he's able to check his swing for ball 3.
If he would have swung at that, he would have never heard the end of it.
Go!
3-2, here it is. And this is going to be a foul ball. He'll try it again, 3-2. Now a little pop-up off toward the first base side. And this will not be caught. It's a foul ball. Another payoff pitch. And he's just going to make him throw as many pitches as he can as he fouls another one away, and it's still full at 3-2. The 3-2 one more time. And this is fouled back and out of play. Coming up now on 30 pitches in the inning. The payoff pitch one more time. Swing and a ball hit softly on the ground. But this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2.
Water. Get your water here.
The next 3-2. And a swing and a miss here. So it took him 31 pitches, but the side is finally retired. I have to imagine there's a full moon tonight, judging by this bunch. We're back with more on this Saturday night after this. Charlie Blackmon will start things out here with his guys down a couple of runs already as we begin the third.
Blackmon.
Third baseman in tight, protecting the bunt, the first pitch. And the third inning begins with a changeup that misses. It's a ball and no strikes.
Give me a break, huh?
1-0. Aiming for that outside corner, but just missing. 2-0.
Two really close pitches to kick off this at-bat. Normally this guy would be all over him, but he's shown some discipline here with two good takes.
2-0 count. The pitch in the dirt. It's 3-0 now.
And he's got a little bit of work to do now to avoid that first walk.
Now the 3-0 offering. Swing and a ball hit foul as this will find the seats in right. Here he comes on 3-1. Now here's a ball hit sharply toward the right side. But this is gloved over there at first as he was in the right spot at the right time. 1 away.
And that's one of those plays where you might need to reinforce the laces on your glove after this inning ends. This is a fastball, and it is hammered. I mean, hammered out there. But he's going to wind up with nothing to show for it.
Here's the second baseman, DJ LeMahieu, as he will take strike one on the fastball here. No balls and a strike.
And you know, if you're going to challenge a guy up in the zone with a fastball, why not do it on the first pitch? A lot of times he's going to be taken anyway, and you just bought yourself a strike that you can now throw anything off of.
The pitch. Grounded, foul. Here's the pitch. And now a pitch hit sharply on the ground. Throw on to first is in time, and Greinke's got himself 2 outs.
The shortstop, number 2, Troy Tulowitzki.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and danger now is standing in as the fine shortstop, Troy Tulowitzki. And boy, a high strike called there. That's not all that consistent, but it's strike one.
It's so important with guys like this to get ahead with strike one. Put them behind in the count and on their back foot right away.
Another fastball, another called strike. 0-2 now.
You can tell he's still frustrated after that first called strike. It's still on his mind.
Now here's the pitch. Got him on the good slider there. Swung on and missed as he's down on strikes for the second time tonight. 3 up, 3 down for Colorado. Score holds. It's 3-1. Yasiel Puig makes his way to the plate to get us started here in the bottom of inning number 3. Here's the first offering. A fastball off the plate away. It's ball 1. The next pitch. And a fastball runs a bit inside. He's down 2-0.
This is a good approach when you're facing a pitcher you're not too familiar with. Take a look at a few and see what he's got.
Here comes the 2-0. Now a swing as he hits this one into the air, but this will be foul off to the right, out of play. Here comes the 2-1. And this will be fouled away. Sets the 2-2 pitch. And here's a ball hit in the air. And 1 gone now in the Dodger third.
Yeah, and anytime you can get a guy like this to hit a ball like that, well, you know you've won the battle out there on the mound, and that was a good pitch.
Here's Scott Van Slyke. As the changeup to him drops in there for the first strike. Now here it comes. Fastball that time is nowhere close, and it's even at 1-1. So 1-1.
Here we go.
No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Two 2-1. He's fallen behind now. 3-1. On deck is Carl Crawford. Third inning here. 3-1 our score. Now the pitch. Here's a ball chopped toward the second baseman. Knee high, he barehands it. And a throw on to Morneau for out number 2.
And you know, sometimes these guys make it look so easy, we forget how difficult it is to make a play like that. Not only did he barehand this ball, but he also made a sweet throw on the run over to first base. So often you'll see a guy airmail or short hop a throw like that because of the bad grip you have on the ball. But not in this case. That's a nice play.
Here's Carl Crawford now. This will take a look at a slider here that finds the zone for strike 1.
Well, we've mentioned it already, but look at the pitch count here in the third inning. He's almost completely out of gas already.
Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Pitch on the way. Think he held up in time, but that becomes moot as it's a called strike 2.
And this would be a good bounce back inning for him. He's looked a little shaky here in these first few innings, so a 1-2-3 inning would be just what the doctor ordered.
And now a pitch on the way. And a half-hearted swing there as they tie him up inside for the third strike, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 go the Dodgers, but they hang on to a 3-1 lead. Corey Dickerson will stand in now to get us going here in the fourth.
The right fielder, number 6, Corey Dickerson.
Now here's the first pitch. Here's Greinke back to work now as he jumps ahead of the first man to greet him. It's strike 1.
Well, as we've seen so far, this isn't a team that's going to wait around too long to feel a pitcher out. They're an aggressive team all the way from top to bottom. And if that first pitch is anywhere close, most of these guys are going to take a hack at it.
Throw to first in time, 1 gone here in the fourth. And so after getting the ground ball with the fastball on that last pitch, that'll segue perfectly to our pitch speed comparison for these 2 starters. And both guys can go back and get it when they need to. 96 on the one hand, 94 on the other. Justin Morneau will dig in. He singled his first time around. First pitch coming. And the third baseman will have a look at it, but this is back into the seats. Now here's the pitch. He goes the other way as this is hit well out toward deep left field. They'll take this in without much trouble, and 2 are gone here to start the fourth.
Now, once the sun goes down here, this place plays like a much different ballpark. Case in point right there. That ball had no carry whatsoever.
Carlos Gonzalez will stand in. He reached on a fielder's choice his first time. Here's the first offering. And that's cut on and missed. 0-1.
A lot of these guys have come into these at-bats trying to be the aggressor, trying to make something happen. But what has happened is that they've swung and missed themselves into some early holes.
Good changeup, and it's 0-2.
And I'll tell you, being in a 2-strike hole is not the spot you want to be in against a guy like this.
The pitch. And an off-speed pitch swung on and missed, and with that, the side is retired. Good work there by Zack Greinke. He's got a 3-1 lead. A.J. Ellis will lead things off here in the home half of the fourth.
A.J. Ellis.
First pitch coming. Too low, 1-0. The 1-0. And 2-0 as this one's taken low. Now the 2-0. And here's a slider for a called strike. Now the 2-1 pitch. Good fastball that time as he's pulled the count back to even now. It's 2-2. Here he comes on 2-2. And he's getting his money's worth up there now. It's full 3-2. Jock Peterson waits on deck. Here's the payoff pitch. And that misses for ball 4. It's a leadoff walk that starts the bottom of the 4th.
And that's what I'd call an intelligent at-bat. It's good knowledge of the strike zone, and more importantly, of how the home plate umpire calls the strike zone. He's got himself a leadoff walk.
Jock Peterson will stand in now following leadoff walk. And might we see a bunt attempt here in the 2-run ball game?
Every extra run helps. It's a possibility, but I think they'll probably let him take his chances swinging away.
Now a right-hander has started to get loose in the Colorado bullpen. First pitch to him. And here's a fastball called for strike 1. From the belt, kicks and deals. Now a sacrifice attempt here. And the pitcher, in fact, will just take a bite out of this one, an infield single.
Not sure if there was some indecision on where to go with the bunt or what, but it looked like he just thought he had more time than he really did, and throw to first? Too late.
So the shortstop, Jimmy Rollins, will dig in. No official at-bat yet as he delivered a sacrifice bunt in his first appearance. Now here's the first pitch. And now he squares around and drops down a good one. And they're not going to have a play on him as the catcher just eats it.
And it's just the 4th inning here, but he's already given up more hits in this one than he did in his entire previous outing. Whatever he had going on last time out, it ain't happening here.
Now here comes the Rocky skipper up out of the dugout on his way to the mound. And he's going to motion for his bullpen here. That'll do it for the starter tonight. So he will curiously make his way to the dugout after what has to be considered a very brief appearance. Eddie Butler is going to come on and make an appearance here, though I suspect even he couldn't have predicted he'd be taking over in just the 4th inning. Zach Greinke will stand in against the new pitcher, and he couldn't ask for a better scenario as he stands in with the bases loaded and nobody out. And obviously a big spot here with the bases loaded, so he'll step out to rethink things. First pitch coming. And a high strike there, 0-1.
You cannot let this situation get any worse. You got to be thinking strikeout or ground ball. Even if you allow 1 run to score in this inning, that would be a major victory.
Comes set, now the pitch. Looking to bunt is Greinke, and he gets this one down. They get the force at the plate. Relay to first is too late, so no double play, but no run scores. And guys, if this squeezes of the suicide variety, that run scores easily, but instead they try the safety squeeze there, and the runner's cut down at home. Howie Kendrick will step in, an RBI single this last time around. And here's the first pitch. And the first pitch misses high here, perhaps trying to get him to pop something up. It's 1-0. Now, how important is it going to be for this guy to throw that curveball for strikes?
I don't know that he necessarily needs to ever throw it for a strike. I mean, if it's around the plate and he's getting guys to go after it, it's doing its job. But if he...
And that'll plate the runner from third, as with that the lead swells to 4-1.
And this is one of those plays that just takes too long to develop. You can see him trying to at least get the force at second base, but that's great hustle. He's not taking anything for granted out there, and he beats the throw to second, so now they don't get anybody on the play.
Stepping in now, Justin Turner, as he'll get caught chasing a bad one there. It's strike 1.
I think he saw stars in his eyes there. He was thinking grand slam on that one.
Hey, now, let's go.
From the belt, the pitch. Curveball there, this one touching 77 miles an hour, 2 strikes.
Now with 2 strikes, he can put the ground ball on the back burner and really go after the strikeout here.
Stay out of the double play already.
Pause, now the pitch. They'll try another curveball there, but this one misses. It's 1-2.
Yeah, and he didn't want that one to be in the strike zone. Even with the bases loaded, this is still a strikeout situation, remember.
Come on.
Comes set, now the pitch. And a bouncing ball, foul. A big pitch here, 1-2. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
Come on.
The 2-2 coming. And this is swung on and missed. Oh, a huge punch out there as the bases remain loaded with 2 away now.
Oh, if there was ever a time for a strikeout, that was it. The bases remain loaded with 2 away now, so, you know, if they can get out of this with only 1 run scoring, that'd be quite a comeback.
Yasiel Puig will get a chance here in one of the bigger spots in the ballgame thus far. Bases loaded now with 2 away. He's ready now, the pitch. Now a ball hit sharply toward third. And that's a fair ball as this one will get down the line. 1 run is scored. They will hold the other runner at third, but it's a 2-run double. And they have upped that lead even further. Scott Van Slyke will stand in another dangerous spot here in the inning as this ball game is hanging on the precipice of getting out of hand.
Yeah, I think you have to get this guy if you're going to have any chance of sticking around. Even a single here might put this one out of reach.
First pitch on the way. First pitch hacking here, and that's the first strike. The early hit total, about what you'd expect in a score line such as this.
Just get the base hit already.
He waits, now the pitch. Low with a fastball here, in the dirt even. It's ball 1.
And with 2 outs, you want to make sure those guys earn that run. You know, don't let them score on a wild pitch.
Here's the 1-1. 1-2 as he chases the slider. Now the 1-2. And he strikes him out here, so he's able to stop the bleeding a bit as this side is retired. So they pick up 3 runs on 4 hits here. No errors and 2 men left on base. On to the top of inning number 5 we go. LA's on top 6-1. Nolan Arenado will make his way towards the box to lead off the 5th.
Third baseman, Nolan Arenado.
Now the first pitch. And now a pitch hit sharply on the ground. But a foul ball here, 0-1. Now the pitch. That misses wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Here's the 1-1 pitch. In the air to right center. And the leadoff man gone now to start the 5th.
Yep, another good job right there to get that first out. And you can pretty much bet he's probably thinking to himself, anytime my boys give me 6 runs of support, I think we're going to be okay. This is a pretty tough hole to climb out of now.
Michael McHenry will stand in, an RBI single in his first appearance. Here's the first pitch now from Greinke. And he swings through a fastball and doesn't catch up with it. It's 0-1.
And he's just running right through these guys. Absolutely worn them down.
Here it comes. Just does manage to get a piece there as this is bounced foul. Now here it comes. Fouled straight back. The 0-2 once more. Now a swing and little pop-up here right behind home plate. Here's another 0-2. And boy, what a battle brewing here as he fouls yet another pitch into the seats. Still stuck on 0-2. Now the pitch. The next 0-2 misses, and that'll move it to 1-2 now.
Tough pitch to lay off there with 2 strikes. I'm not sure if that was a good take or whether he just got fooled on a changeup and couldn't pull the trigger.
1 run on 3 hits. No errors in the ballgame for the Rockies thus far. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
And the hope was that he would have chased one of those pitches, but now on 2-2, I don't think you fool around anymore.
Here comes a 2-2. Swing and a ball hit hard on the ground to short. Up with it is Rollins. On to first, and there are 2 down.
You just get the sense that he's got it on cruise control out there now. Make it 9 in a row, he said.
Nick Hundley will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Number 4, Nick
And he lays off here, but it's a cold strike 1.
Well on his way to another good inning right here, and you see the pitch count. It's not even close to being a factor just yet.
And the pitch. Off the plate, 1 ball, 1 strike. Greinke ready now, the 1-1. Slider clocked in the mid-80s there. It's a ball and 2 strikes. High strikes, probably not on the docket for places he wants to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's no secret. You've got to keep the ball down against a team like this. If you go up every once in a while with a fastball, you'll be fine, but you're not going to last too long if you make a habit of working up there with your secondary pitches.
Two out, nobody on. Here's the 2-2 offering. Full count, 3-2.
Yeah, maybe a little frustrated after that last call didn't go his way. Now, he's got to make sure he doesn't lose him here on 3-2.
Here's the full count offering. This now is hit to second. Does he have another 1-2-3 inning? He most certainly does. 10 straight he's retired now as that ends the inning. Nothing across here this half. Home half of the 5th coming up. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Rockies 1. Buck Farmer is going to take over here in inning number 5 as it's going to be up to their bullpen to try and keep them in the game here. Carl Crawford will stand in, 0 for 2 thus far. Action now in that Colorado pen as a southpaw has stood up to throw out there. Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0. 1-0 pitch now. Hit well down the left field line, but back into the crowd, foul. 1-1 home now to Crawford. Now a swing and a bouncing ball toward the hole. And a good throw gets him, 1 gone. So they do pick up the out here, but with 6 runs home against them already, it's not going to help out the team ERA by any stretch of the imagination. And as you see right there, that total puts them in the 14th spot, otherwise known as second to last in the NL. A.J. Ellis will stand in, base on balls his last time. First offering on the way. Swing and a ball hit well to the right side, but this will get into the crowd. 1 out, nobody on. And now a pitch on the way. Out of play. And that Colorado bullpen comes to life now with a lefty and a right-hander up to throw. And this is going to be a foul ball. Another 0-2 home. A ball hit hard to the left side. And that is going to be a base hit.
Yeah, a nice effort here at third. He gets on him pretty quickly. Maybe if he's a foot taller, he's got a shot, but this one had left field written all over it.
Here's Jock Peterson now, as he looks at a fastball that's in there for strike 1. He's set, now the pitch. Not fooled there as this ball's hammered out to deep right field, but that'll be off the right field wall.
Boy, just another great swing right there, and he's had a few of them in this series. He gets a good pitch to hit, and he's right on it. And he drives this one off the wall for an easy double, and it might be time for them to let somebody else beat you for a change.
Here's J-Roll, Jimmy Rollins now, as he'll go after the first pitch to him and comes up empty. It's strike 1.
This is not the time to go helping him out. You've got 2 men in scoring position, so the pressure's on him, not you.
All right, Rollins, your time. Let's go, Rollins.
He's ready. Now the pitch. popped up towards the seats as this gets out of play. Has a look, now the pitch. Now Rollins swings and misses on a good pitch that time as he's rung up for out number 2.
Yeah, judging by the way he went after those first 2 pitches, you could bet they just weren't going to lay one in there for him 0-2. Well, that's a case where a guy dug his own hole there. On 0-2, he just kept digging.
Into the box now, Zach Greinke. Now a swing and a softly hit ground ball. Boy, and slow out of the box that time as he's tagged out quickly. Dodgers strand a couple. They hold on to their 6-1 lead. Charlie Blackmon will stand in to lead things off as the top of this batting order really hasn't been much of a factor so far.
Yeah, and between the top 3 guys in this lineup, no hits between them. And you got to figure you're not going to win too many games when that's the case.
Here's the first pitch to him. Up and away to start the inning. It's 1-0.
And right now, these guys just need something to break their way. A blooper, a bunt, a hit by pitch. Something to get a base runner and give that guy something else to think about out there.
Now the 1-0. This one's a strike. It's 1-1.
And if he's getting tired, it's not showing in his slider. That pitch is still as tight as it was in the second inning.
Here comes the 1-1. Swing and he pops him up over toward foul territory. And that's going to land foul. Here's Greinke's 1-2. Checked his swing there, and did he go? No, he did not, says the third base umpire. Ball 2. Here now the 2-2. And he takes strike 3 called on the fastball. 1 gone.
And all through this winning streak of theirs, we've seen some great starting pitching. And this has been another very good performance. Good enough to most likely keep that winning streak going.
DJ LeMahieu will step in. He's lined out and grounded out in 2 trips. Now the first pitch. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1. 1-0. Not the first time he's felt the squeeze tonight.
Yeah, he's looking and saying, what do I got to do to get a strike?
1-0 on the way. Up top, it's 2-0. Here comes the 2-0. Here's a ball swung on and lofted in the air out toward right center. And he will make the play out there, and there are 2 away now.
You take a look there at the line from our starter. I mean, basically, he's allowed 3 singles so far, and that's it. They haven't been able to mount any real opposition against him so far.
Troy Tulowitzki will get another shot. Struck out swinging his last time. Here's the first offering. And he gets ahead here with the fastball. Strike 1.
And you can see him trying to be a little bit more patient here. He's got 2 strikeouts already, but he's got to be careful not to fall too far behind.
1 run on 3 hits. No errors in the ballgame for the Rockies thus far. And this one misses to Tulowitzki. It's a ball and a strike.
Well, one thing we've seen from this guy on the mound so far, when he makes bad pitches, they typically miss out of the strike zone. They don't miss in the zone where they can be crushed.
Now the 1-1. Bounce toward the hole and through into left field for a base hit.
Boy, and we were starting to wonder if anybody was going to reach base on him again. That breaks a string of 12 in a row that he'd retired, and that's a pretty healthy portion of the game to go without having a base runner.
Corey Dickerson will stand in again. A couple of groundouts for him on the ledger in his 2 trips so far. Now here's the first pitch. And a changeup here, but that's taken low in the dirt for a ball.
Now you got to regroup after the 2-out single. You're in a dangerous spot in the lineup, so the inning's not over yet, not by a long shot.
Here's the 1-0. No offer at the curveball either. It's 2-0.
This is what you got to do up at the plate. You've got to wait him out. If you can lay off all of the off-speed stuff, that's when you're going to get yourself a fastball.
A runner on first with 2 away. Now time is called here as we'll get a trip to the mound. Maybe trouble now. Here's the 2-0. In there, 2-1.
Like that one.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swing and a liner, but foul. Here's the 2-2 home. And strike 3 called as he says, you got to be kidding me, with the side retired. 1 left for Colorado. They trail 6-1. Howie Kendrick will be the batter as we get things going in the bottom of the 6th.
Second baseman, Howie Kendrick.
Here's the first offering. And a high strike to begin the at-bat. It's 0-1. Kendrick waiting. Now the pitch. Not the greatest at-bat thus far as he misses that pitch in the dirt and falls behind 0-2 now.
Yeah, kind of a late decision to swing there. Even if he hits that thing, that might just be a routine fly to right.
And he looks at a ball, 1-2.
Yeah, after that last swing, I would have thought they'd go right back in, but that's actually not a bad location because I doubt he was looking for something out there.
Now a ball hit high and deep, carrying towards the corner. Dickerson will get there as he tracks it down deep in foul territory for out number 1.
And this is not an easy play here in right field because he knows that that sidewall is approaching fast, but he's able to concentrate on the ball and check out the wall at the same time, and he makes a nice running catch near the line.
Into the box, Justin Turner, as he'll take a look at an off-speed pitch here that misses for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Oh, pretty healthy hack that time. It's 1-1.
He's going to need to crank that swing up another notch if he's going to catch up to those.
The 1-1 home. 1-1 pitch swung on and pulled down the line to third. And a throw on to Morneau for out number 2.
Yeah, on a slow chopper like that, that is the third baseman's ball if he can get to it. He's got the momentum going the right way towards first base, so he'll just cut right in front of the shortstop and make that play to first.
In now is Yasiel Puig, as he'll pick on the first pitch and hit a ground ball towards second. Throw on to the first baseman Morneau, and the inning is over. Dodgers down in order. They lead it 6-1. Back here at Dodger Stadium, The men in blue leading in this one as we get set to begin the 7th. But before we do, let's check out the game summary to this point. Justin Morneau will dig in now. A single and a fly out for him in 2 trips thus far.
First baseman number 33, Justin Morneau.
Here's the first pitch now from Greinke. Here's Greinke back to work now as he jumps ahead of the first man to greet him. It's strike 1. Yet again, another first pitch strike.
And it's a big reason of why he's having the success he is. You establish the count in your favor right away, and it just opens up the door to so many more options going forward.
Oh, good spot. On the black for strike 2. One of the things that makes him so tough to hit, the ability to put his pitches right on the black.
Yeah, I mean, you watch the catcher's glove on some of these, and it literally does not move. That's how good his stuff is.
And he'll stay alive here as this is fouled straight back off the catcher's mask, as that looked like it caught him flush that time. The next 0-2. And he squares this one nicely, and it's lined into center field for a leadoff single.
One of the first times tonight that they've had their leadoff man on base. Now they've got to find a way to build on it if they want to get back in this thing.
Carlos Gonzalez will stand in here. 0 for 2 with a run scored so far. First pitch coming. In there, no balls and a strike. A look here at the hits per side here in the late going. From the stretch. Swinging a hard hit ball towards the hole. And that is into right field, a base hit. And that runner will go no further than second as there are 2 aboard now.
Not too many balls hit solidly tonight. Just their 6th hit of the game. So now they need to figure out some way to string a few of these together.
Nolan Arenado will stand in now with 2 on here and nobody out to begin the inning.
And on the mound, he hasn't found himself in too many rough spots so far. So this might be his first real test of the ballgame.
First pitch to him. Grounded to third. This could be 2. Kendrick on to first, and they turn the double play.
Man, you get back-to-back singles to start the inning. Everything looking good. And then 1 pitch later, it all comes crashing down on the double play.
Michael McHenry will dig in here. 1 for 2. He's singled and grounded out so far. First pitch coming. Starts him out with a curveball for a strike. Perhaps exasperation would be the watchword in that first base dugout.
Yeah, and you know, it feels like it's been that way all night for him.
From the belt, the pitch. Now a swing and a hard hit grounder. And a backhanded try, but it's just out of reach, and that's going to score the run from third. And they show a little life here as the lead shrinks to 6-2 now.
Well, apparently they've still got a pulse here. A run is in to score on the base hit, and now with another hit or 2, they could really make this interesting.
Roger Bernardina will look for some 2-out magic here as he'll pinch hit with 2 gone and a runner at first. Now a swing and a ground ball, but this is foul for the first strike. He's set, now the pitch. Pretty well hit, deep down the line in right, but that's back into the seats, foul. He's ready now, the pitch. And he turns on this one and yanks it foul and back out of play. Now another 0-2. And he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. So 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and a runner left. Bottom of the 7th inning upcoming in L.A. Get up and stretch. It's the Dodgers 6 and the Rockies 2. Boone Logan will come on in relief here and appear in game number 25 on the year so far.
Logan.
Scott Van Slyke will stand in, one of the few guys not to join the hit parade so far. A couple of righties starting to loosen now in the bullpen. And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike. Here's the pitch. And this is popped fouled off to the right and back into the seats. Now here's the pitch. Swinging a ball hit hard on the ground at first. And Morneau will just take this one to first. 3 unassisted for the putout.
Boy, just so late on that fastball, and you're not too surprised about that when you're facing a reliever that throws as hard as this guy does. And it's an easy play at first to take it himself for the out.
Now time called at the plate as he'll step out and try and start it again. Here's Carl Crawford now, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball 1. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss as he ramps up on the fastball. 1-1.
Just overmatched him there.
Bases are empty, 1 man out. One home now to Crawford. And here's a slider for a called strike, and he's behind 1-2 now.
Hard to believe he'd let that one go. I mean, that was right on a platter for him.
The pitch. Now a swing and a ball foul tipped straight into the catcher's glove as he's able to hold on for the second out.
And obviously, any time you can strike this guy out, you'll take it. I mean, he runs like a greyhound. So even routine grounders can sometimes be turned into base hits. Not when you're not making contact, though.
In now is A.J. Ellis, as he'll look at a slider that runs in too far for ball 1. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. Here comes the 1-0. Fouled back. Here's the 1-1 pitch. And here's a pitch swung on and missed. 1-2 now.
This fastball is looking pretty lively right now.